Hello everyone, good evening. We welcome you to today's mathematics webinar for class 10th on 3 PS to board exam success, that is planning, practice and performance, which will be conducted by Ms. Shilpi Agarwal. She'll be sharing the effective strategies to help you prepare for your board exams in a stress-free manner. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to formally introduce Ms. Shilpi Agarwal. So, Shilpi Agrawal is a mathematics educator and a curriculum specialist with over 20 years of experience in K 12 education, textbook development, and teachers training. She has authored CBSE and ICSE mathematics textbook and currently works as managing editor mathematics at Kips Learning Private Limited. She has also taught IIT JEE aspirants at reputed coaching institutes including FITGI, bringing strong analytical and problem solving depth to her school level pedagogy. Over to you, Shilpi ma'am.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much for the overwhelming, warm welcome to this. And let me just share my screen before moving forward. Is my screen visible? Hmm? Okay. So, yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Maths is not difficult, but it is very taxing if studied without a plan. Many students work hard but still lose marks due to 1 minute. Hmm. Is the slideshow now visible? Okay. Okay. So basically, what happens is many students, work very hard but still lose the marks. Why? It is just due to the poor strategies or the incomplete practice or the exam day pressures. When student thinks about the math board exams, the first thing that comes to their mind is usually the syllabus or the number of chapters. But very few students think about this strategy. In my in my overall career or in my experience, I have seen that success in maths is not accidental, it is structured. So today's session is basically not about solving questions or learning formulas. It is about understanding how preparations should be planned, practiced, and executed so that efforts convert into marks. The framework that we will discuss today is planning, practice, and performance, which acts like a roadmap that brings the clarity, reduces the anxiety, and improves the outcome. Right? Basically, the hard work matters, but strategy determines the results. Before starting today, just let me have certain. Can you please tell me that how do you feel that maths need more than hard work to score well? Do you really feel that maths need more than just the hard work to score well? Can anyone type your answers in the chat box? I think it is too early to ask a question. That's okay. So I will say that math needs a strategy. I have already mentioned it, that maths need a strategy. Why am I saying that? Is that mathematics is basically a skill subject. It is not memory based. Means like, okay, fine, there are certain things that you need to remember, but it's not a rote learning subject. Success will come only through systematic preparations, not the last minute cramming. So now the last minute has come. The planning should have been started in the month of June 2025, but still we are not late. Still there is a lot of times, children, and we can bug up ourselves and we can score well. So many of the students, you must have sincerely studied, attend classes, complete your homeworks, but still feel disappointed when your marks do not reflect your scorecards. Why is this gap? Have you ever thought of it? This gap exists because maths requires these systematic preparations, cognitive reinforcements, and exam oriented executions. Without a strategy, students often overinvest time in comfort chapters and underprepare weightage areas. Strategies bring directions, prioritizations, and balance into preparations. So basically, where marks are typically lost, it's in poor planning or time management. You must have thought that this you must have given 10 minutes to a particular topic, which is just 2 marks, which will be holding 2 marks in the blueprint. But you would have given that particular 2 marks chapter. You must have given 40 or 45 minutes. So that is the poor planning and the time management. Incomplete or unfocused exercises. Practice. You need to practice on the regular basis. Avoidable exam time mistakes. I know I am making mistakes in my today's test paper, but still today's practice, but still I'm repeating those mistakes in my exams. The reason is why? Because I haven't practiced a lot. And even, most importantly is that I haven't maintained my mistake notebooks, my weak conceptual understanding. I know that I'm weaker in this particular topic, but what am I doing? I am not focusing on those topics. I'm focusing on those topics where I am already strong, right? So today we'll discuss about this. To address these challenges, we use a simple yet powerful framework that is called as 3 Ps. And what are these 3 Ps? That is the 3 pillar approach. What is this 3 pillar approach? The first pillar is planning, what and when to study. It starts a lot more before the exam preparation begins. But still, there is still a time is there where you can still do the last minute plannings. The practice, the pillar number 2 is the practice. It is like how to master the concepts during your preparation phases. The third pillar is the performance. The more you know everything, children, you know you have planned well, you have practiced well, but still not performing. There is only one way how to score maximum marks. That strategy is equally important than like planning and practicing. So basically, this performance will come during the exam time, right? So the goal is to align across all the three, right? So let's move forward. We will talk about planning. It's the foundation of effective preparation. It answers two critical questions: what should I study and when should I study? Without the planning, preparation becomes reactive rather than proactive, right? A well designed plan ensures the logical sequencing of topics, adequate revision cycles, realistic time allocations, and also reduces the last minute stress. So, with the help of the planning, you're working on your preparation also and you're working on your performances also. Now, just tell me one thing, why planning is the game changer? The planning is the game changer because effective planning transforms your anxiety into confidence. Like today, I was very anxious that I have to speak about 3 Ps. Though I'm a teacher from past, I think 30 years, I'm 20, 25 years, I'm working in the field of education. But still I was anxious because the moment I have to land into the class, the anxiety builds on. But then the planning, what I was doing from the day I got this challenge, I got this task, that transferred my anxiety into the confidence. And a well structured study plans ensures you are never off guard. So basically, the students, you have to know what you have to study on a given day, how much cognitive load will be reduced. Planning will also ensure the syllabus, the syllabus completion well before the exam, leaving time for consolidation, mock testing, right? It breaks down, basically the planning will break down it reduces the syllabus anxiety. You know that you have already broken down the syllabus into the manageable chunks, and now you know that these many chunks are done, this many chunks is pending, so you are already aware that how you have to perform well. Then it also prevents the last minute panics. Why? Because I'm already planned, I know that I have already done it. So systematic coverage, eliminates the stress of unfinished topic. When you have only few weeks left, the key is to convert a vague desire to study more into a more concrete timetable, right? So start by listing every NCRT chapters start by listing every NCRT chapters, allocating a specific day or two for its revision, prioritizing the sections that, sorry, shit. Prioritizing these sections that historically dominate the scoring, like your algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and give them some buffer times also. Can you just take this call? Build in brief recurring windows. You can create your formula sheet creations. This small habits of repeatedly writing down the core identities cements them in your memory. It's not a rote learning, but it still builds your complete that. So it keep your realistic attempting three new concepts or solving a set number of example problems, right? So it's not that you the full coverage will be there, no chapter will be left behind, every topic gets the adequate attention and revision time also. So finally, scrutinize at least three past year test papers, marking where you lose marks, and use those insights to fine tune your timetable. A plan that is precise, weighted towards the high impact topics, and continuously validated against the real exam data will dramatically raise your order of success. Right? So what will be the planning framework? When now, as you know, the time has approached. At this point of time, what you should do? So basically, you should structure your study ecosystem to attain the best thing. Before you dive into this last minute sprint, you need a sturdy scaffolding that supports every subsequent study bust. It starts with a diagnostic baseline, that, or you can say a diagnostic mock, which this isn't a grade driving exercise, but a data gathering one. You must have a timed mock covering the entire syllabus to map your strengths and gaps. It will give you an idea that these are the topics you excel and these are the topics you need to work little more. The next is the goal hierarchy. Break the ultimate scores you aim for into a smaller chunks into a hierarchy of goals, like a clear macro goal fuel motivations, while weekly, daily, and weekly and daily targets you need to keep accountable and measurable, right? Then your resource pool should be, now at this point of time I will suggest that rather than going and buying new books, try to read from the books whatever you have, like the NCRT textbooks, the reference books, what you have already been done. That is why I'm saying that now at this point of time your resource pool should be already curated and it should be deliberately narrow. Your video playlist must be ready by this time. Your formula sheets must be ready. And if it is, the formula sheets are not yet ready, children, right now start working on your formula sheets. It's very important. And I will suggest you that pick the NCRT textbook as your foundation, supplement it with one trusted reference, maybe a R.D. Sharma, maybe R.S. Agarwal, or maybe any other publisher which you feel that yes, or maybe 5 years question paper bank or a question bank of any of the good companies, and add short concept focused video snippets and visual reinforcements. Start blocking your time weekly. You know, when you should start allocating the entire block to each major topic. Allocate your weeks to thematic clusters. Like this week, I will prepare only the algebra. Next week, let me prepare the geometry. The next week, I need to work more on trigonometry, so I will give 1.5 weeks to the trigonometry, right? So basically it is just that rather than it will help you in preventing the common pitfall of hopping between the unrelated chapters. Within those blocks, what will happen, you must schedule the consistently daily slots for three activities. One is a quick concept recap, a focused problem set, and a brief reflective note on what you learned or where you stumbled, right? Then finally, I will suggest that embed a spiral review cadence. The science of this spaced repetitions, tells us that revisiting the material that we have already read increase our intervals dramatically and improves our retention. You must revisit each and every concept at the 2 days gap, 5 days gap, then 15 days gap. And I still remember when I was pursuing IIT JEE, when I was sitting for my 10 boards and 12 boards, my one of the very renowned teacher from maths, he mentioned me that if you'll read it once, you'll remember only one-fourth it. But if you'll revise it twice, any of the concept, if you'll revise twice, then you'll remember half of it. But the moment you'll go for the third revision, you will feel that you remembers more than three-fourth of it. So it is very important that you keep revisiting your concepts. Basically, the effective planning begins with the diagnostic assessments, followed by a goal setting, followed by regular revision cycles, and then only the planning should always, the planning, it should be always realistic. An over ambitious plan leads to burnout and demotivation. The idea is, the most important tip I would like to give you here is that keep your buffer days in your plan for revision and unexpected delays. Now, have you ever seen the CBSE has given a blueprint? I will suggest, please go to the CBSE websites, look for the blueprint, and then strategize or I must say, plan your things. If you will see that the algebra and geometry, the highest weighted sections, master these chapters. for maximum impacts. Then align your study time with weightage, ensure efficient preparations. If algebra carries 25 marks, but but a student, spends only 10% of time on it, the performance imbalance will be inevitable. So please don't miss these type of chapters, the chapter whose weightage is high. Focus on your case study based questions. Try, there are question banks, there are last previous year papers which has the case studies. Please take them out, solve them. It will give you more idea that how the case study questions will be there. Your teachers must have done them in the classrooms. Open your textbooks, open the exemplars, the class 10th exemplars, the competency based questions are available in those. Please practice them. And also very important is don't ignore the topics with fewer marks. Sometimes they are very scoring. So focus on those topics also, right? Now, how will you craft your syllabus, or how will you craft your revision timetable? It's very important. Map your syllabus to the calendar. Now, whatever time is there, just break the NCRT content into the digestible daily chunks. Put it on the calendar. As I've already mentioned you, this week I'll study algebra. Start from today. Mark it that from 24, what is today, 21st, 23rd. Okay, from 23rd of Jan, I'll start algebra. By the next week, I'll finish off. From that, then next Friday, I will start trigonometry. Then next Friday, I'll start with geometry. In this pattern, start making your calendars, right? Then high weight sections, please focus on those sections again and again. I'm putting a lot of efforts that try to give extra time to those sections. Start preparing your formula sheets. Give recurring slots to compile essential identities. It is still not, you are still not yet late. The moment you are revising algebra, take out a notebook, keep that notebook separately, start writing those important formulas in that particular notebook. It will become your formula sheets, right? Then realistic daily targets. Don't think in this way ki today I will complete the whole algebra chapter. You might do, but children, you need some other, you have other subjects also. You need to prepare for other subjects also. It should not happen that just because you score too well in maths, but you somehow you lag behind the English or Hindi or something like that. Right? So last minute's focus should exclusively on revision and reinforcements. Now, no new learning should happen. This phase should be used for your formula recalls, error analysis, and confidence building. If you are if you still are planning to study some new topics, try create as much as formula sheets for them, map them also to your calendar, and just you know I will suggest you that you should stop learning new chapters at least 7 or 10 days before the exam. So still, if any of the chapters are pending that you have to study, take them out, make their sheets, pull out their, the NCRT chapters, pull out their reference chapters, see what and all is the important part, point, highlight those, the highlight those questions which is repeatedly coming in the previous year question papers. Right? It will give you an idea. This is how the planning should be done. How a practice should be done, that we'll discuss. Now, so the next level of the next level that comes after the planning is the practice. That is how to master the question concepts. You must have most mostly you must have mastered the concepts by now, but still there are certain concepts that needs to be focused. So I will tell you that what and all key points you can remember to master those concepts. Practice is where planning translates into the learning outcomes, right? Maths requires a lot of repeated applications to strengthen your neural pathways. Irregular or superficial practice leads to fragile understanding. So it's not only with maths. I will suggest you that the time has come, divide that this particular 1 hour I will sleep. That is also very important, children. I'll study maths from 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. 10 to 10:30, I'll just take a break. I'll have my breakfast. Then again, 10:30 to 11:30, I'll do science. Then I'll do computers or Hindi or English. I'll get up for break. I'll have some chit chat with my family, with my siblings. I'll go for walk also, because all these things matters a lot along with the boards, right? So there are, now, before talking about the different levels of mathematics practice, let me ask you one thing. Have you solved every NCRT example and exercise questions? Can any one of you ask me, can any one of you type your answers in yes or no? Yeah. Shweta, are we getting any response? Okay. Have you solved every NCRT examples and exercise questions?
Shilpi, we have to wait for another few seconds because the lag is there, no? When we transfer.
Okay.
So we
So
have to few minutes,
basically,
few seconds.
when you talk about the practice, what the first one is the NCRT mastery. There are three levels I will suggest you. The first level is the NCRT mastery. You know, it focuses on your conceptual clarity. It focuses, it understanding the definitions, theorems, and the formula. This is a non-negotiable foundation to your board exams. Level 2 is your previous year question banks, the question papers. It will allow you to understand the exam patterns, right? It involves your routine problem solving to strengthen the application. It will enhance your uh, what do you say, it will allow you to understand which topic is having high weightage and which topic is of low weightage, which topic I can skip and which topic I have to or I must do it, sort of thing. So it will give you an idea. And the most important is that the level 3 is the sample papers and the case study. So basically the idea is like when you start your NCRT, when you know the quadratic formula, right? That is your level 1. You have done all the all the NCRT questions, the exemplar questions. Now, what you should do is you should go back to the previous year question banks, 5 year, pull out 5 year question bank or a 10-year question bank, and just see that how much, just perform those questions or practice those questions. That will give you an idea that yes, I am able to solve these questions which which are not there in the NCRT textbooks. Then go to the sample papers, create your case studies, work on those case studies. So it will give you the idea. And when you're working on the previous year question banks or the previous year question papers, I will suggest you please do them with the time. Keep the time counter in your mind. I have many of my previous year students came back to me and told me, ma'am, I knew the question, but the time was too less. The only reason was that because they was not planning and preparing or practicing along with that time management thing. So here the golden rule is that if your NCRT foundation is strong, 70 to 75 marks are virtually assured. But the thing is this, you have to be very sure about your NCRT foundation. What is effective practice? I am practicing from whole day. Morning से मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. So it means that I have practiced so much. But yes, morning से आप पढ़ रहे हो, but nothing is going in your brains. So the effective practice is reflective, not the mechanical. Students, you must ask why a step works rather than memorizing the procedures. Right? You know, the practice don't makes the perfect. Practice doesn't make the test papers perfect. Only the correct practice does. It's very important. So basically, it is again and again, I'm telling you, daily exemplars, one example problem from each chapters, time the previous year drills, complete whole paper within, like, you will get a test paper for 3 hours. Make sure that you are doing the test for 3 hours. Mix set rotations. Once you are done with all the chapters, what you will do, you must mix the chapters. I am thorough with the chapter like algebra. I am thorough with geometry. I'm thorough with quadratic equations. I'm thorough with the trigonometry. So the basic rules of trigonometry. So what I'll do, I will pull out those questions. I'll make a time paper for 3 years and I'll start solving 3 hours and I'll see how many questions I can solve. Right? Then again, what is important is your mental math speed. Then your error focused review. Make note of whatever errors you are making, mistakes you are making. Analyze your misconceptions and then revisit your theories. It is very important. Now let's talk about the practice schedules. And I am telling you, a structured practice schedule will ensure the discipline. Short focus and short focus sessions with the clear objectives are more effective than long unfocused and study hours. You know, I am studying from morning, but still I didn't understood the topic. It it means that I was studying, but I was unfocused. If I knew that I am focused in this particular topic, I am focusedly planned and practice this particular topic, I am 100% sure that you will be master in that particular topic. So time practice should be followed by thorough error analysis. Again, it's very important. You must practice daily. Morning, you plan for 15 minutes. Where you are planning for NCRT exemplar, today I had picked this particular topic. I will pick up this NCRT questions only for 15 minutes. Not necessary that for just sit at 1 hour, sit inconsistent and do it. It's just to ignite your day. During the daytime, just focus your deep dive. Pick up any of the topic, solve 8 to 12 problems, right? Solve 8 to 12 topics. Then 8 to 12 problems of any of the chapters. This exposure will create the dense neural connections needed for your higher order reasonings. For the midday, shift your gears into a time simulation. Pick up your watch, put it for 1 hour, clock, stopwatch, and pick up any of the past year paper and start practicing. Under the strict exam conditions, like I will not look into the notebooks, I will not talk to anyone, and just in an hour, how much I can do, right? This will give you the pressure, this will help you during your exam to manage the pressure, right? And it will also work on your speed and accuracy simultaneously. In the evening, just go back whatever you have done, do your error analysis and conceptual remediation, like, okay, fine, oh, I was thinking that this must be the error, but it is not. This is the error. Now that particular error should stay back with you. It should not happen that when you are doing the same question in your exam, you are making the same mistakes. So what is important is catalog your errors, diagnose the underlying misconceptions, and immediately reapply the correct logic, which will prevent you the same slip from resurfacing. Finally, during your weekend, you can do a blended session with mental maths, drills, or the full paper completion. Like you pick up any of the 3 hours paper, prepare, and by adhering to this particular rhythm or this particular schedule, I have noticed that many of the students has transformed their efforts into a predictable efforts. This high yield practice engine will set the stage for the performance day strategies that follow, right? So we are talking so much about board exams and all, but board exams, rewards method and presentations. When you practice, you must remember how you are performing, right? So, writing clear steps, justifying the reasonings, and maintaining the neatness are crucial. Correct answers without proper working often fetch the marks. Very recently only, my son, he is young, he is not yet in class 10, but what he did, he solved his complete question in the rough workspace and wrote the correct answer in the textbooks answer book, and he just received half a mark for that three marker question. So he came back and said me ki mama, ma'am has deducted my marks. Can you please see where? So when I just went and spoke to his teacher that his marks was deducted, can you please let me know why? Then she told me that he wrote the complete answer correctly, but he did the steps in the rough work. I could see that the rough work steps are also correct because the answer he reached is correct. But it shouldn't have been done in the rough work. It should have been the part of the main exam textbooks, exam papers. So, and she very clearly mentioned it to me, and I really appreciate that teacher for this. She mentioned that, ma'am, I deducted these marks deliberately so that tomorrow he will not repeat the same mistakes what he has done today. And I completely agree to that teacher that just because she deducted those marks, now next time when my son was about to, he did everything in the exam sheet and he scored well. He knew whatever he is writing is correct, but the only thing is that the practice with the presentation is not correct. So here, when I'm saying that when you people are practicing, focus on the why behind each steps. not just memorize the methods, right? Stimulate your exam conditions to build the speeds and the pressure managements. Write complete solutions with proper marks. Marks are awarded for methods also. Even, I was teacher or a checker in board papers also. So they used to send us the blueprint where we used to see that for formula provide half marks to the children. For if the children has done this much or has drawn the correct diagram for any of the geometry question, then provide them half marks. Just imagine half marks. If you are not doing, then got deducted, right? Isn't it amazing that you just get a half mark by drawing a correct diagram? It becomes very important. And every half mark gives you a percentage boost. So, writing steps clearly is as important as getting the correct answers, children. Right? Now, mistakes are your best teachers. Exactly. Record the wrong questions. Every error is an opportunity to strengthen your understanding and prevent future mistakes. Right? Mistakes highlights your conceptual gaps. Maintain a mistake notebook, as I have already mentioned it to you earlier. It helps you in tracking your recurring errors and prevents repetitions. Students who systematically analyze mistakes, has shown the measurable improvement, right? So you must document your correct method. Identify the reason what made, was it a concept gap or a calculation error or a misread question? Again, an error is an error. If you have seen that in the test paper, 35 is written, but you write 30 in the answer sheets, that is also an incorrect error because that will lead to the wrong answer. Yes, your method is correct. You might receive half marks, but are you satisfied with that half? You know the whole concept. You misread the question, right? So review this particular notebook. Regular revision of this notebook is equally important. Then what is important is your time bound strategy. Use a timer. Strategic skipping, learning when to leave a difficult question and return to it later. Build your speed and accuracy. Regular time practice, will allow you to it will improve your both the speed also and the accuracy also without compromising the quality. So, making mistake is not a bad thing, but not understanding your mistakes, not accounting your mistakes is a bad thing. Every mistake is a feedback, not a failure. Right, children? So please start accounting your mistakes. Please making note of them. Keep an error notebook with you so that you can work on it. And most important is that identify the reason behind the each error. That was it a concept gap? Was it a calculation error or a misread question? Now, when we talk about the third pillar, let's come to the third pillar, that is the performance. That is how to score the maximum marks, right? So now the clock starts ticking. Mental script is ready. It will help you navigate the paper efficiently. Begin by blocking time, allocating time blocks and everything Conduct a rapid sweep of the entire question set. Circle the ones you recognize instantly and tackle those first to secure easy marks and build a momentum, right? So basically, how will you do it? Basically, what happens, it is like section wise time. Optimize your performance involves strategic time allocation to each section. Then read the rubrics first, intelligent question selections, and stepwise executions. The most important is that attempting easy questions first builds momentum and confidence, right? So the idea is that you must allocate the pre-assign the last minutes based on the marks distribution with buffer for review. Read the complete paper. Scan the marking scheme to align answers with examiner expectations. Spot and secure with your easy marks. Flag those questions which you know very confidently and try to answer them first. And the questions where you feel a little doubtful, pick them at the end so that you don't miss the questions where you know that they are the plus for you. Break each and every complex problem into discrete and subtasks, the smaller task. And don't stress yourself. Deep breathing cycles between the sections to maintain the composure. After a section is done, take a deep breath. Yes, one step done. Let's move to the next step. Right? But the idea is that please never leave a question blank. Partial marks also matters a lot. Half of marks gives a lot of this thing. When you are performing, what matters a lot is your mental resilience and the calmness. If you are anxious, if you are if you are panicking, whatever you have done, you may not be able to perform well. So to avoid these exam pressures, have adequate sleep. Consistent sleep wake schedule consolidates memory and attenuates anxiety. Breath control regulations, 4 to 6 second cycles, lower your heart rate and suppress the responses. Cognitive reframing, growth oriented, keep yourself affirmed. Yes, I can do it. I will do it. I know everything. These are the certain sentences. I know everything. Maths is a very easy subject. The day when you will say maths is very tough subject, that will be, I think, the step where you will say that that will be the first step of your failure. Never say that. Take micro breaks. I know each and every second of 3 hours test paper is important. But yes, a 10-second, just release the pressure. It gives you, it resets your mental fatigue and preserves your memory. And most important is, children, I have seen many times, mama is behind you people, please kuch kha ke jao, and you don't eat and go. It's very important to keep yourself hydrated, and targeted nutrition must be there. It manages your glycemic index, and which will help in sustaining your cognitive performance also. So all these things are interrelation. It is very essential to recognize that performance is inseparable from physiological equilibrium, right? Then exam hall strategies. It's very important. Students, you should read questions carefully, adhere to their time plans, and avoid distractions. Like before the exam, revise all the key formulas and theorems. Review your mistake notebooks, keep yourself calm, trust your preparation, you have done well, you know everything, and get adequate sleep before the night before. During the exam, just 15 minutes, give 10 to 15 minutes to read the test paper only. Start with the questions you are very confident about. Write the proper steps. Please don't write in the rough space as my son has done. Okay. Manage your time across all the sections. And most important is last 15 minutes, please recheck all your calculations very carefully. Verify all the steps that you have not skipped any. Ensure that the answers are properly boxed, neatly highlighted or underlined. Check the units and symbols are correct or not. The question is in meter, you have written in centimeter, the unit is wrong. Or the area is written in the meter square, the volume is in the area is given in meters, the volume is given in the meter squares. Nothing will happen. Teacher might give you out of 5 marks, she might give you 4.5. But why to lose just half marks because of our silly mistakes, right? How can you maximize your mark? You know, marks can be maximized through stepwise solving, neat presentations, and time management. Show your complete working, box the final answers, try to box or highlight it so that he can, examiner can easily spot your answer and award marks quickly. Draw very neat diagrams, use pencil, rulers, or compass. Please don't skip your geometrical instrumental box there. Attempt each and every question, right? Don't skip any. And common exam errors to avoid is, again, as I have already mentioned you, silly calculation mistakes under pressure, important steps in solution, poor time management across the sections, panic when facing difficult questions. And remember, children, calm mind plus thorough practice is equal to strong performance, right? So here I will say I'll just talk 2 minutes about the role of a teacher and parent also. The roles of the teacher is to focus on the conceptual clarity and exam writing skills and not just the syllabus completion. So please prepare a lot of question banks, lot of chapter wise question preparation materials so that they can prepare well. And parents, please don't put a lot of pressure on them. Give your support. They need you at this point of time. Celebrate their efforts and improvements, not just mark. If my son will score 2 marks also, and I know that he has put a lot of efforts, 2 marks out of 20, I'm talking about, or 2 marks out of 50 or 100 also. But I knew that he had put a lot of efforts, and I will say very good. I know you can do well in your next exam. And I want you to perform well in the next exam. But I will provide my all sort of support with to him. So in the end, your revision tools are one-page formula compendium, the concept maps per chapters, curated videos, mobile quiz applications, teacher-led doubt clearing sessions. It's very important for the last minute strategies. So basically, we have come to end. Revision should be strategic, it should not be repetitive. Right. Over here, I request all of you to please scan the QR code to join the quiz or go to menti.com and enter the code. And I will start the presentation. Hi. Anyone has joined? Has anyone joined this presentation? I think no one has joined. So, hmm? Sure. So that's okay. Yes, there are three participants. No, but there are. So in the end, I would like to say, believe in yourself and don't let anything stop you from achieving your goals. That's it. Over to you, Shweta.
Thank
I
you for
will
the
stop
wonderful
sharing.
session, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, thank you everyone for joining the session. We hope you find it useful. The feedback form has been shared in the comment section. Please go through it and give your valuable feedbacks. Thanks a lot.